Oh my god. Someone f***ed him up when he was little. I don't want to see anymore. All of you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Ryan here. Hope you guys are doing okay. Today is the finale. Finally, I'm here. It took me a long time, but I am here. Today we're going to be reacting to Love in the Air episode number 13. And I was informed that this might be a rather emotional episode. I'm preparing myself because, as you all know, I can be a very emotional person very quickly. I love me some good cries and emotional scenes. So hopefully tears of joy, I think. I don't know. Whatever it is, I think I'm prepared. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what being prepared for anything means. But anyway, we're here together. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Before we start, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss my next video. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and start. I'm kind of sad that it's ending.
เป็นไงถึงมือกู
Where's Sky? Oh.
เอ้าไอ้กายเป็นไงวะของผู้พานว่ะเขาบอกว่าติดต่อได้เลยพี่พายของมึงนี่ใช่ย่อยเหมือนกันนะพ่อ
Huh?
พ่อเป็นยังไงตัวกลับมาถึง
What is this?
ดังเลยนะเรา
พ่อจะให้กายไปเรียนที่กรุงเทพจริงๆใช่ปะ
Oh, this is Sky.
ดีหรอลองเลยสักครั้งหนึ่งโอ้ยที่หาที่อะไรวะ
You have everything to lose. What you mean? Peer pressure can be super intense. Oh. Is this Gun? Who's this? He seems friendly, handsome, tall. Huh? Oh, it is him. It's so weird to see him with another person.
เอาหนีแม่ไม่ได้แล้วก็ต้องเต็มที่ซะหน่อย
He is hanging out with the wrong crowd.
ตัวดาวหมดเหรอเอามาเนี่ยอ้าวเฮ้ยเจ้าพามาแล้วตบมือดิเฮ้ยเลี้ยงกูด้วยนะมาอยากมาเอ้ยเอาเนี่ยไอ้กาย
What's going on? He seems distracted.
ว้าปกติปะวะตาฝาดเองเปล่าอย่าบอกนะว่าไอ้พิการของมึงกูบอกแล้วว่าไม่มีอ่ะกูแค่ตกบันไดไม่ได้เกี่ยวอะไรกับพี่เขา
It's starting. Cigarette burns.
ตอนนี้รออะไรรอบุหรี่ไม่ใช่เหรอวะ
Okay, at least they're concerned about him.
ว่าเป็นของกูปะวะช่างแม่งเหรอกูทำตัวเองอ่ะโอ้
Hey.
กันเราไม่ทำแบบนี้เราได้ไหมอ่ะผมเจ็บอ่ะเรามีอะไรเป็นแบบปกติได้ไหมนะก็นี่ไงปกติของพี่ไหนกล้าบอกว่าแกรักพี่ไงครับ
He's so violent.
ค่นี้ทำไมพี่กันไม่ได้หรอ
No.
พี่กันนี่มันอะไรกันอ่ะพี่พาเพื่อนมาทำไมอ่ะ
Oh. This is that scene. Oh, just chills all over my neck. It's hard.
พี่กันเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยพี่พามาทำไมนะกันครับพี่กันไม่เอาแบบนี้ไม่เอาพี่กัน
Heartless.
พี่กันรักกายใช่ไหมใช่ไหมครับพี่กันจะส่งตัวผิด
Somebody else.
ทำไมถึงพันถึงเรื่องฉันอีกแล้วอ่ะเมื่อไหร่จะลืมเรื่องพี่ดีสักที
He's crying in his sleep.
ว่าไงครับคิดถึงพี่เหรอฮัลโหลไหนคนดีตอบพี่หน่อย
Just the sound of his voice.
สกายเป็นไรหรือเปล่าสกายครับตอบพี่สิสกายฝันร้าย
Oh my god.
โอเคใช่ไหมเรื่องที่พี่ถามผมว่าผมคิดถึงพี่ไหมถ้าผมบอกว่าใช่ล่ะว่าอะไรนะอีกทีสิพี่พายผมคิดถึงพี่จังพี่นี่มาหาผมเร็วๆได้ไหมเดี๋ยวพี่รีบไปเดี๋ยวนี้เลยรีบมานะ
That was first 15 minutes was heavy. Just give me a second. I don't know what else or how much more they're gonna be showing us about that evening, but I don't want to see anymore because I really feel bad for him, and but if they are gonna show more, it is what it is. But it's just horrible. It's just pure evil for somebody to do that to anyone. It's especially to somebody like Sky.
พายุว่ากูพอแล้วอ่ะกลับก่อนนะเพิ่งลงแข่งไป2 รอบเองนะ
สกายโทรมาว่ะเสียงดูไม่ค่อยดีเลยอยากกลับไปดูน้องไปเถอะกลับไปดีล่ะนะโหนี่เก่งมากเลยว่ะพี่พายธรรมดาว่ะไงกันไม่เจอหน้านานเลยนะดีพี่กันพี่น่ารักดีคือพวกผมเห็นในไอจีอ่ะเดี๋ยวนี้กดแฟนใหญ่เลยนะต้องเรียกว่าโคตรน่ารักเลยต่างหากเดี๋ยวเจอตัวจริงเนี่ยอย่ายุ่งเลยนะไว้เจอกัน
You have no idea.
ยืนตรงกลางขวดนะพี่
He's so sadistic.
Sky.
I'm so happy for Sky now that he is in this state with someone like Prapai, especially because of what he went through. It's incredible to see him recover this much. I know he's still suffering from it, but having his guards down this way after what he's gone through. Again, and Prapai having not done this before, but I think he's doing such a great job. He's being so attentive, so caring, so involved in this relationship, so invested in this relationship. They are just perfect for one another. So beautiful, so sweet. Oh. He credits him. Isn't that beautiful? And he doesn't need the money, he needs you. Right. There you go, share the winnings.
ผมไม่ได้อยากไปไหน
ต้องการได้อะไร
พี่บอกพี่ชายต้องเลยดีน่าจะมีคนสอบไปดูผู้ชายที่เขารับแข่งอ่ะ
Don't leave. Yep.
ไอ้พายเราพร้อมแล้วงั้นต่อเลยนะพี่นะผมพร้อมอ่ะผมไหว้ล่ะจะถือเป็นบุญคุณอย่างมากเลยนะพี่นะเดี๋ยวเรียกสายฟ้าฝากมือไว้ถ้ามึงทำอะไรผิดกฎหมายเข้ากูนะลองเลยป่ะครับผมไปไหนเด็กเป็นเด็กรับทานต้องเก่งขึ้นเยอะเลยไม่คิดว่าเขาจะจริงจังด้วย
Don't put that in his head. He's so manipulative, just evil. Oh my god. Oh my god. Prapai, bad move. But he didn't know, but still. Wow. Oh.
ใจดำเหมือนเดิมเลยนะมึงกูก็นึกว่าจะอ่อนโยนกับเมียเก่าของมึงซะหน่อย
เมียเก่าเหี้ยอะไรเนี่ยผมเล่นกูทิ้งไปแล้ว
You're a f***hole. And you're gonna get what you deserve.
นี่ถ้าเกิดว่ากูไม่อยากรู้ด้วยว่าทำไมพี่พายถึงกลับมาเอามันอีกกูไม่ช่วยมึงเลยกันว่าทำไมพี่พายถึงยกมันให้มึงในงาน
อ้าวช็อกเลยเหรอ
He's so manipulative.
การสอนไม่สดิบดีแต่เหมือนว่าน้องกายไม่รู้จักจำเลยนะครับพี่พายคนดีของน้องกาย
I am fuming.
มึงไม่พวกเวง
I am fuming right now. That's not true. Don't believe him.
ไม่จริงพวกมึงโกงพี่พายไม่มีทางทำแบบนั้น
Mm-hmm.
ไม่เชื่อก็ไม่ต้องเชื่อหลายปีที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยกายไม่เรียนรู้อะไรเลยนะครับผมจะบอกให้กาย
This is so traumatic for him. Just reopening a barely healing gaping wound.
แค่ที่บอกว่าที่เราเคยก่อทำแล้วก็เอาลูกที่เราเคยสนุกด้วยกันกับลูกกับพวกเราให้พี่พายดูอ่ะพายดูครับพี่พายเขาบอกว่ายังไง
Don't f***ing lie to him.
เอาของสกปรกของมึงคืนไป
He is troubled. You are a f***ing... Like, someone f***ed him up when he was little. Turned him into this evil person that just... Because he didn't say it. Right. Him up.
พี่อย่าเข้าใจผิดแฟนพี่มันยอมผมเองอ่ะพี่ก็เห็นว่าเกิดอะไรขึ้นเฮ้ยคือพวกผมไม่ได้บังคับอะไรมันนะใช่พี่พวกผมไม่ได้โกหกอะไรที่เลยนะ
I hope you don't believe a single word they're telling you.
ไม่จริงไอ้กายไม่ใช่คนแบบนั้นรู้ไหมกายหรือคุณเบิร์ดนี่ตะกายลุกขึ้นป้อมเลยวะ
พี่คนเดียวไม่ได้หรอพี่อย่ายกผมไปคนอื่นเลยนะผมจะทำทุกอย่างผมแค่พี่คนเดียวไม่ได้หรอได้สิทำไมจะไม่ได้ล่ะ
Yo, we need a therapist for this poor thing.
เล่นพี่ต่อตะไคร้พี่อะไรไหมมึงก็ยังไม่ได้
And you're still there. No, he did more than that. He f***ed him up. Mentally. Him too. Deal with his ass. Ah. Ooh. 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 Them up. Damn, he's pissed. He went.
คนดีมองพี่สิคนดีถ้าทรมานก็รอออกมาให้อยู่ตรงนี้
He's tired. He's tired. In every sense of the word, he's tired.
ให้เก็บไว้คนเดียว
No.
อะไรครับให้สั่งให้ลงมาไงให้เขาร้องล่ะร้องออกมาให้พี่ดูแลร่างกายนะ พี่ชายร้องไห้ทำไมก็สกายไม่ร้องเลยครับถ้าสกายร้องไม่ได้พี่จะเป็นคนร้องให้ถ้าสกายทรมานพี่ก็จะทรมานด้วยถ้าสกายเจ็บพี่ก็จะเจ็บไปด้วยกันให้พี่ได้ทำแทนตะกายนะถึงผมร้องไห้ไปมันก็ไม่มีอะไรดีขึ้นดีขึ้นสิเชื่อพี่นะพี่อยู่นี่ไงพี่สัญญาแล้ว
What's it?
พี่มาเลยที่ผมไปนะอย่ายกผมไม่ใจรักนะพี่ปายรักผมนะ
And he's exactly.
ว่าเกิดอะไรขึ้น
He doesn't need to. When you're ready.
เอาไว้สกายพร้อม
I love when he keeps saying that.
นั่นก็คงวันนี้แหละ
Ooh.
พี่กัดแต่แฟนเก่าผมผมยังคิดเสมอว่าพี่เขายังรักผมอยู่
Right.
ชอบทุกมัดกระเตียงชอบทุกแก้มแล้วพี่กันก็ให้ผมพูดเรื่องพวกนั้นตามผม
They said a word. Oh my god. They said a word. Wow. Holy shit. Like having to explain this and share this experience with someone else must be so hard. Must be so hard. Just reliving that moment by moment. Who's there, what their expressions look like, how terrified you felt, how helpless you felt. Lord. How tight that rope was.
ผมอ้อนวอนผมร้องจนเสียงหายเขาก็ยังไม่ช่วยผมไม่มีใครสงสารผมสักคนมันแค่ขาคือมันถอดมาขนาดนี้วะ
Right.
ผมขยันของที่ผ่านไปแล้วแต่ผมจะกลับบ้านไปนี่เหมือนตุ๊กตาผมพังหมดเลย
Yeah.
พี่พาย
Look at him.
ผมรักพี่จริงๆได้ใช่ไหมได้ไหมได้ครับ
He's such a good actor.
พี่ขอโทษพี่เลิกเทศกาลแล้ววันนี้พี่จะไม่สัญญาไม่สาบานนะแต่พี่จะลงมือทำเทศกาลมีความสุขจนทุกคนอิจฉา
I'm jealous.
แค่นี้ผมมีความสุขแล้วถ้าผมมีความสุขมากกว่านี้ผมจะกลัวนะพี่พายพี่ทำเทศกาลมีความสุขมากๆน่าจะเลิกกลัวเลย
Oh. I'm dehydrated. Such a strong finish. Oh my god.
ขอบคุณที่ช่วยผมออกมานะครับ ขอบคุณที่ทำให้ผมตื่นจากฝันร้าย
Thank you for waking up from my night. That's deep.
มันเป็นหน้าที่ของคนรักพี่อยู่แล้ว พี่ขอบคุณ
Thank you. I like that.
ที่ยอมรับเรื่องให้พี่ฟัง
Who wrote that? That's good.
พี่ฟังไม่ใช้ไปแล้ว รับรองไม่เห็นหัวแน่นอน
This has got to be one of the most emotionally charged final episode, one of the strongest final episodes of any series I've seen so far.
ไม่ลืมนะอีกนิดแล้วจะบอกกล่าวอีกนิดแล้วครับพายรู้อะไรไหมรู้อะไรผมมองยักษ์ตัวนั้นได้ตลอดชีวิตเลยนะเพราะผมรักอีกคนหนึ่ง
They are so sweet.
ผมไม่หาอะไรวะถ้าคืนนี้ไม่ตลกเดี๋ยวเรียกพี่ว่าอีพาย
Wow, that was a loaded episode. Probably one of the strongest final episodes of any BL series that I have personally seen. That's just my opinion, but there was a lot to unpack there. It was heavy, it was frustrating, it was heartbreaking, it was triggering, it was satisfying. all of that rolled into a 1-hour episode. I don't know how they did it, but to me, it worked. The episode definitely started well. Sky seemed in love and he was giddy, you know, almost seemed distracted, always on the phone, talking to Prapai. And then they gave us a little bit of a flashback of how Sky and Gun initially met. And based on their initial meeting, I could see how or why Sky would find someone like Gun fascinating and even attractive. He definitely seemed interested the moment he laid eyes on him. First impression, Gun seemed handsome, he was nice and friendly, and it really didn't take long for Sky to fall for Gun, and it even seemed like Gun was Sky's first love. I'm not entirely sure about that, but it seemed like he was. Sky seemed so into him and told him that he loved him, and at that point on, I just felt so bad for Sky because he was completely oblivious of the things and the horrible things that was about to come his way. And it wasn't very long until their relationship turned toxic, or Gun became toxic or showed his true colors. Even Sky's friends at the time, who I thought weren't even the best in terms of their influence on him, but even they noticed, one particular friend noticed that things weren't right. You know, he started noticing that Sky had bruises on his neck, he had cigarette burns on his arms, and even though it was super obvious what was happening to Sky, even his friends weren't buying the lame excuses he was making, Sky was still very adamant about denying that he was being abused. You know, he was in denial that what was happening to him was abuse, that he was in an abusive relationship. I think Sky didn't want to believe that. You know, he didn't want to believe that he was abused and he was part of an abusive relationship. And that scene, man, so hard to watch. I don't know how I got through it, but it was very, very difficult to get through. It was so disturbing, it was so dark, it was so infuriating. It just felt so heavy on my chest. And Gun is a completely different breed of evil. Just, I don't even know how to explain him. He's just terrible. He had no remorse. He had a complete disregard for Sky's safety, feelings, and emotional well-being. It appeared that he found joy seeing Sky suffer. He enjoyed inflicting pain on Sky. He even recruited his friends to really take advantage of Sky, and it seemed like Gun found that entertaining, and it's really disturbing that he found it that way. Just a complete sadist, just evil. It was just so heartbreaking to watch, and Gun and his friends pissed me off. I could not control myself. I was cussing him out because who in their right minds would find joy and entertainment in causing so much pain and suffering on someone else? What happened to, like, who hurt you, you know? And Gun is almost like the quintessential abuser that we often hear about in movies or even in real life. You know, he's charming, he's controlling, he's demanding, he's manipulative. He blames the victims for what happened to them. He was relentless in attacking Sky's self-esteem, making him feel like he didn't amount to anything. He made him feel like he was a damaged good. Completely disarmed Sky and made him feel like he was helpless. He wanted Sky to feel like he was powerless and that he needed him, that he needed to rely on him. He wanted Sky to believe that he couldn't do anything without his help. Gun wanted to feel needed. Gun wanted to feel like he's in control of anything, in this case of Sky, which makes me question about the other aspects of his life. You know, why are you seeking Mommy? Why is he seeking control over other people or other things? You know, it makes me wonder who calls the shots wherever he came from. You know, that always makes me wonder, because I believe in learned behaviors, good or bad. You know, it makes me wonder and question, what happened to you? I mean, I'm not making any excuses for all the horrible things that he's done. I think what he's done to Sky are some of the most evil things you could ever do to a human being, and they're inexcusable. So I'm not making any excuses for all the horrible things that he's done to Sky. I'm just curious and I just wonder what happened to this person. How did he turn out to be this evil? You know, like, I've always been so curious. Anyway, so going back to Gun wanting to feel needed by Sky, I think that probably explains why he wanted to re-enter the picture again after he's heard about Sky and Prapai's relationship. He wanted to re-enter the picture because he probably didn't like the fact that Sky seemed to be happy with someone else. He probably didn't like the fact that Sky no longer needed him and that he no longer relies on him. And he probably didn't like the fact that he's lost control and power over Sky. So what does he do? He resorts back to what he knows worked on Sky, which is to attack Sky's self-esteem. You know, saying stuff like, you were broken, or what makes you think that Prapai is interested in you? You know, essentially gaslighting him. And that was Gun's way of trying to regain some level of control over Sky again. And unfortunately for Sky, it kind of worked. Sadly, it worked. And things just took a turn for the worse. I mean, the second attempt was just horrendous. Sky found himself in a similar situation. My heart dropped as soon as that scene started because we all know how the first incident affected Sky. Forget about the bruises, forget about the cigarette burns, not to disregard the pain, but as painful as they are, they're relatively short-lived, and the bruises and the burns, the scars eventually faded away after maybe weeks or even months. But the emotional damage that incident had caused Sky had long-lasting effect. Their cuts were much deeper, and the trauma was far-reaching. It followed him anytime and anywhere. It didn't matter if he was awake or he was asleep, it followed him regardless, and that's really what makes it so tragic. It almost feels like there's no escape. I mean, I can imagine him not wanting to sleep at times because he didn't want to have the same nightmares again. You know, he could be doing fine 1 minute, and then the next thing you know, he's reminded by that incident, or he'll have a nightmare about that evening, and then it'll just immediately send him back to that very moment where no matter how loud he screamed, no matter how much he begged the person he thought loved him to help him, he wasn't getting the help. And that is dark. And Sky has been through so much, through hell and back. I can't imagine having to go through what he's gone through, and that second attempt was exactly the last thing he needed. And prior to that, he seemed to be doing so well, and he was starting to heal from all the trauma that he's been through, and things were optimistic. You know, things were looking up. He was beginning to trust again. He was beginning to love again. And then that happened. Not only was he forced to relive that nightmare, but Gun essentially created new ones for him, unfortunately. It was almost like forcefully ripping open a huge gaping wound that was starting to heal, but was just barely being held together by a band-aid. Like, to me, and I'm sorry for the graphic description, but to me, it perfectly sums up how that must have felt. Poor Sky. But luckily Prapai was there, although I wish he hadn't given that a-hole access to his condo, even though Prapai didn't know Gun's ultimate dark plan. So, but you know, in a way, unbeknownst to him, he helped Gun carry out his plans. But again, Prapai didn't know, so I can't blame him. It was just a difficult situation all around. But I'm glad that Prapai didn't believe Gun and chose to believe Sky instead, as he should have, of course. But that scene when Sky wasn't crying, wow, that scene was so powerful. It crushed me. When Sky said something along the lines of nothing will feel better or nothing will get better even if I cried, oh my god, talk about gut-wrenching. He just looks so exhausted, he just looks so numb, he just seems so used to feeling pain and suffering constantly that to him crying no longer did anything. Gun messed him up so much that he probably thought that no one's gonna ever love him again, because in his head he was a damaged good. But when Prapai uttered those words and proceeded to hugging him so tightly, that's when he just burst out in tears and fully broke down. He probably didn't think that he was gonna hear those words ever again, but he just did. And I just love Prapai for just being such a good human being in general. I mean, I don't really know much about him prior to meeting Sky. I mean, he's dropped hints here and there. I only know as far as him sleeping around and really not having like a long-term partner. But other than that, I don't know the type of person he was. I know that he hadn't taken care of anybody before the same way he's taking care of Sky. I know that much. But seeing him now, I appreciate him so much. And I just love him for loving Sky even during times when Sky isn't sure whether or not he is deserving to be loved. Prapai stood by Sky's side. He took care of him. He nursed him back to health. He protected him and loves him unconditionally. And another thing that I really admire about Prapai is that he never pressures Sky into talking about difficult things that happened to him in the past. And I'm sure Prapai's been so curious as to what truly happened to Sky, as tempting as it is to ask him, you know, what happened to you? But he chose to let Sky tell him whenever he's ready. He's perfect. And when Sky finally found the courage and strength to share with Prapai what happened to him, Prapai didn't see him any differently. If anything, Prapai wished he would have met him much sooner so that he probably would have been able to shield him from all of those pain and suffering. I mean, I can't find anyone else that is a better partner for Sky than Prapai. He is exactly the type of person that Sky needs at this point of his life. I can't think of anybody else. It's Prapai. Prapai. It's Prapai. This must have been such a relief for Sky to hear someone say that they will be there for him and that they will love him no matter what. Especially considering what was initially planted in his head. I can't imagine how beautiful and reassuring this must have sounded for Sky. I love that. And then that moment when Sky towards the end thanked Prapai for waking him up from his nightmare, absolute chills. I wanted to faint because it was so beautiful and it perfectly summed up, for me anyway, what they both have gone through up to this point. Hands down, one of my favorite lines of any BL series that I've seen so far. It seems so simple superficially, but when you understand the context of that statement, then you understand the weight, the impact, and the magnitude of that statement. It's beautiful. This has been such an emotional roller coaster of a ride. All the actors and the main actors involved were amazing. Both couples were completely different to me, but if I had to choose between the two, I feel like I related more to the second couple than the first couple. But obviously both couples were great and all four main actors were outstanding. I can't wait to see this special episode. But guys, thank you so much for being so understanding of my schedule. Thank you for being so patient with me. I hope you all know how much that means to me. Again, thank you so much for your time. If you guys are interested in watching the extended version of this reaction, it will be on my Patreon account, and my Patreon link is gonna be in my description down below. Fortunately, I'm not allowed to post the entire video here because otherwise it will be blocked. But if you're interested in watching the full video, it will be on my Patreon account. Again, the link is gonna be in the description box down below. Again, as always, thank you so much for being here and thank you for your time. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss my next video. Until then, I will see you later.